Did you know when a child or young person comes into care, we the councillors, council staff and partners become their parents and are responsible for their welfare? It's a privilege to be a corporate parent, and some of our statutory, which means in-law duties, include
acting in their best interests, keeping them safe and healthy, give them stability and a comfortable life, encourage them to express their views, wishes and feelings, and most important of all, listen to the voice of the child.
To make sure they have access to services and support mechanisms to prepare them for adulthood and independent living as we would our own children.
Children are the very soul of our families and communities, and looked after children should be no exception in experiencing the love and support on their life journey into adulthood.
So part of the role of the Corporate Parenting Board really is bringing people together to benefit our children within the borough. So this can be examples of, say, leisure centre passes, where young people as a council, we obviously own 3 leisure centres. There are other leisure providers within the borough. And perhaps in some way we made an assumption that just because we own the leisure centres, therefore the young people would want to use those leisure centres. However, I really hope that when you do your plans with your social workers and your IROs and say, actually, what would you like to do for your hobby? That leisure centre pass is there if you want that, but it might be that you want to play football or rugby instead, or gymnastics, or go horse riding. And for me, corporate parenting should be an enabler. It should be working with you as young people, not doing to you as young people, so that your aspirations can grow and that we can just facilitate those aspirations and help and support you along the way.
In the virtual school, we try to encourage you to come to us with what you want to do. If you want to have a music lesson, the virtual school can do that for you, can organise it for you if that's what you want, because that's what parents do. We try to find what you like to do and give you a chance to enjoy it. It's about everyone having the freedom to choose. Tell us what you want and we will do our utmost to make sure that you achieve that. That's our job. That's our responsibility.
And I think the Resonance Institute, where they often have their music lessons, is an absolute, it's just such an amazing facility. And our aspiration would be that some of you who enjoy your music lessons might then choose to use that, do a degree in music or theatre. I think to have that within the borough, it is absolutely amazing. So I'd encourage all of you, even if you don't think you're interested in music, go and visit Resonance. It's just great.
Go and try it. Go and have a look. Dudley Performing Art has really made a partnership with Resonance now, and it's there to enhance the experience that our young people have. That's all young people, not just those of us that are in our care, but young people across the borough. And it's something that we should use, and we should use more, I think. And it would be lovely to see the first one with a degree in performing arts or music, whatever. We will welcome it with open arms.
Definitely. And Black Country Radio are based there now, and they're always looking for volunteers to help on the radio, whether it's presenters or in the sound behind the scenes.
I was going to say, it's not always the front of house. It's all the jobs behind. I mean, we've got someone here looking after us on this podcast today.
Yeah, because we can't do this.
We can't do this. This is all entirely new to us. But it's important that we don't forget that Resonance also covers all these backup industries, if you like, so that you can then go on into the world of theatre and performing wherever you want. So please try it. Have a think about it. And then if you can get in touch with us or your staff at school or whatever, tell them what you want and we will do our best to make sure you get it.
Now I'm a councillor, I've changed into a corporate parent. That means my job is to look after you, to make sure you're all right. And I work on one of the committees that we have, and that's about looking after you after you've left care, which is probably sometimes even more important, because we don't want to just leave you. We want to make sure, just like any other mum and dad, we carry on looking after you. So that's why I really enjoy being a corporate parent. For me personally, I also want to make sure, are you warm? Are you fed? Have you got somewhere to sleep tonight? Have you got what you need? Those are also the other things that we're here for, because we are your parents, and I wouldn't want to think that my children would go to bed at night on their own without someone to chat to, not have proper bedclothes, feel warm and be fed. So we're also there for those sorts of things as well. And when you first come into care, one of my passions is when I first started, and the first time I actually had anything to do with children in care was in 1966 when I worked in a residential children's home and saw when the children came off the streets of Birmingham into care and saw what some people have to go through, some young children have to go through, and you want dignity that very moment that it happens to you. And when I used to see young people in the 1980s and 1990s going round with black plastic bags, if anything drives me to turn up at meetings to help you, it's that image. And I was delighted. Now everybody does have a bag, a hold-all. You have every right to every dignity that every child expects. And that's the other thing. Yes, we want you to do well, but we want you to live well as well, to feel that you're loved. And we are here. Local councillors, as well as us being adults, are quite resourceful. So do always think about us, because we are here and we think about you and we talk about you an awful lot, and we do try to help you.
Now, we have the Care Leavers Forum and the Children in Care Council, and I would put a plea out to you all. Please consider joining it, because we need to hear your voice. If there's things that we can do to help and support you, if there's blockages in the system, if there's issues that you have, please join those forums so then we can meet and engage with you, understand what those issues are, and try to unblock the channels or get you additional support in those areas, because you have the real voice and the real knowledge of what's going on, and this has got to be completely collaborative working.